kicking mad flavor in your ear. Here comes a brand new flavor in your ear. Time for new flavor in your ear. I'm kicking new flavor in your ear. Max, brand new flavor in your ear. Craig Mack, 1,000 degrees.
What up, though? Welcome back, everybody. So today we're going to talk about the topic of insecurities, which I'm sure we all have and at some point in our lives have faced. However, yeah, insecurities. Start over.
Good. I'm not starting this.
Okay.
Keep going.
Insecurities. So I'm going to talk about insecurities and the ones I faced personally, and these are very private to me, but I'm going to talk about it because I feel like we should always be open about certain things because we don't know who we could be helping. So my first insecurity I've experienced was with my skin complexion. Surprisingly, growing up, I felt like because I was lighter skinned, I was teased, I was taunted, I was called Michael Jackson, which is still funny to this day. But as a child, it can be, something that you can find traumatic and you can take as an insult, and you may feel some sort of way like, oh, something's wrong with me. And so my complexion I always felt like was an issue with people because it was brought up. And by me growing up like that, I felt like I had to constantly defend myself or just kind of like be on the defense about who I was and making sure people understood like, oh, you're not gonna mess with me just because I'm light skinned, So I was always very in people's faces, just like almost like I didn't give them the chance to even tease me or say something bad about me or make mockery that I was lighter skinned, and I feel like I had to prove myself to somebody. So growing up with that just caused me to have this defense mechanism built up. And I felt like I always had to prove something in order to be able to stand my ground and to seem strong. And I know it sounds like it's something that maybe some people cannot relate to and others can, but it is something that can bother a person because just because you're lighter skinned doesn't mean, oh, I think I'm this, I think I'm that, because maybe what the world projects. There are people that actually feel like that's something that is looked down upon or something that you got to push and prove yourself to say, hey, I may be this, but I'm strong, or I can defend myself, or I can cover myself. So, as now as a grown woman, I can embrace it and I can say, you know what, I am who I am. And my friends always say, you the lightest skinned dark girl I ever met in my life, whatever that means. But, and it's nothing to say, just because you're darker, you're more stronger or better or anything like that. It's just to say that you're down to earth or you this, because let's face it, we face these stereotypes in this world. Let's be honest. They're stereotypes. Whether or not you follow them and go along with them, it is what it is. They are stereotypes that are in this world. And you know what? At this age, I'm 34 years old. I am proud to say that I am. I have embraced it. I am who I am. And I don't go by anything that the world has set out for me. Just because I'm light skinned doesn't mean that. I think I am a human being. I see myself as anybody else, and that's it. So, my second insecurity is weight. Okay. I've had a weight problem since I was probably in 5th grade. My weight goes up and down, down and up and down, down and up. I just cannot be steady. Like now I can say that I try to eat as healthy as possible. I work out. I do this. I have a regimen. But if I slip a little, if I don't work out a little, weight comes back on. And it's just not steady. So I've always had that insecurity about my weight. Like I feel like I need to be this way to feel comfortable in my skin. And when I'm not that way, I feel like I don't want to be around people. I don't feel good. I don't want to wear certain clothes. I want to just cover up. I just don't feel confident. And to this day, I still deal with that. And I mean, you know what? It's okay. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. I'm going to work with what I got. If I choose to step out and do something to fix or correct something, I'm sure it's going to be something else I'm going to see I'm going to correct again. But I am not against that. You do things that make you feel good about yourself. I am not against anybody enhancing or fixing something. It's just that when you start, it can't stop, it seems like. So weight is just a topic that everybody, I'm sure, can relate to out there. We want to be ideal. We want to be ideal to the world, ideal to ourselves, to our partners, to our whatever. It's just something that, you know, you cannot really control. And the thing is, you got to accept yourself, as hard as it might be. But I always say, it's not about how you look, it's about if you're healthy. If you're healthy, that's all that matters. But if it's something that you feel you want to fix, do it. Go for it. Work out. Eat healthy. Go get a nip and tuck. Whatever it takes for you to be happy and confident in yourself. You know, and for me, working out, eating healthy, doing things that I need to do in order to make myself feel better is what I do. And, you know, comparing yourself to other people, or the world comparing what to them is standard, makes people feel just as if they're not good enough. And unfortunately, this is kind of where we live in. We just got to face it. We got to accept it and move on from it. But it's all right, because, you know, at the end of the day, do what you need to do for yourself to make yourself happy. That's all I'm going to say. Well, I touched on some of my insecurities. I know that some of you can relate to them, and I hope that me speaking of them out in the open can be a help to somebody, you know. And it's all right. It's nothing to be afraid of. You got to embrace it. You got to talk about it. Put it out there. You don't know what weight it is holding within you when you don't talk about it or you don't project it. Just get it out of your system. All right? All right, y'all. Like, subscribe, and make sure y'all post.
She's new, guys.
Yeah.
So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to hit that post notification so
You
that
heard
you
it.
are notified
Yes.
each and every time we get or you have a new video
Yes.
posted. You know what I'm saying?
Do
And
that.
Can I ask you a question? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting on the outside looking in. This is Selah. As far as being teased for being light skinned, like, what were some of the things that they would, or how did they make you feel? Like, was it more so like, because me being a dark skinned woman, I was teased for being dark skinned. So was it because of the environment you were in? Everybody else was dark skinned and they were teasing you?
I mean, I grew up in a more, you know, predominantly black neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some, you know, light-skinned children as well.
Mm-hmm.
But me and my cousin were the lighter ones on our block. And
long hair and
yeah,
soft
and my
hair.
yeah, soft hair. You know, my cousin's eyes are green, and so we would get, like, people would just automatically not like us because they assumed we thought we were better,
Okay.
or they thought, oh, you know, oh, they get some sort of privilege. So that was something that I grew up facing, because there was more of a, we don't like you because we automatically assume that y'all think y'all better than us because y'all this.
Okay.
And unfortunately, because of that, we built up this defense where we were always like, oh, all right, we got you. We're 10 steps ahead.
Right.
Before we even meet somebody, we always like, we're going to make sure we prove who we are. Because we light skin, we think this, that, and the other. And that's the thing, is the reverse.
Oh, yeah.
There's a dark skin,
Yeah,
and there's a light skin issue. We don't talk about it.
I remember when you told me back in the day, I was like, you were teased because you were light skinned. I'm like, girl, I was
Right.
teased because I was dark skinned. But the bad part about it, let me tell you, I was teased by other dark skinned kids. So, like, the insecurity was more so, like, I thought it was real, because I thought this was like, oh, so something is really wrong with me.
Yeah.
Versus saying maybe they don't love themselves, so maybe they're projecting on how they feel about themselves onto me. So, like, as far as with you, because I'm the one who made the comment about her being the dark skinned light skinned girl, but I didn't mean it in a way,
right?
You know, to say that one was better than the other, or to say that one was stronger than the other, but just to say that the girls that I've known, or the woman that I am, as being a dark skinned woman, we act the exact same. She's my best friend because we are total opposite, but we are exactly the same.
Because light-skinned girls get this projection that and this is just real, you know, keeping it real.
Because colorism is real.
It's
especially
real.
now.
Let's speak on it.
Like,
don't be shy of it.
For
Don't
those
act like
who
you
are
don't
watching
exist.
this, we know how a lot of people are getting, you know what I'm saying, accused of being colorist, or you know what I'm saying, spewing out colorist accusations and comments and stuff, but let's not fake like it's not real.
Exactly. That's what
I'm
we
not
do.
saying that the
We
person
do that.
who was being accused of it is that, but what I'm saying is it is real. It's a real thing amongst the black community.
It is.
We look at each other and we judge one another based on the color of our skin versus us just being black. And let me tell you something. Whomever, racism don't stop it and be like, oh, you light skinned, oh, you black. They will beat us all, okay?
we all
will be slaves. I don't care if you think you're better because you are a house slave versus a we would all be slaves, okay?
All right.
So let's not pretend
and we didn't bring slavery
that
on
one
ourselves,
is better,
okay? Or,
you know.
But you know, and that's what it is. Light skinned girls, they have, you know, it's just that they have this certain way about themselves that the world sees.
Right.
This is, you're light skinned, you're this way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm totally opposite. I do know girls that are my complexion or lighter who fall in that category,
right,
and I've never been like them. So I've had a lot of light skinned friends,
you know,
and at some point in my life, I almost felt like I only want light skinned friends because they're the ones that I can relate to, and they'll accept me. I don't have as many issues because I always feel too like we said, well, you light skinned, you don't have to deal with that. Well, you light skinned, you don't have to hear that. Well, you light skinned guys like you. Wait a minute, hold on here. Like, why is it that you have to be put in that category?
Exactly.
You don't know what I've experienced. You
Right.
assume. So because I couldn't relate, I would feel like, okay, well, let me, you know, just be friends with a certain kind of person or people because they'll accept me better. So people don't know and they don't listen to that part of it. They think, oh, because you're light skinned, oh, you have it better, you're greater, whatever, in certain areas. It is not true at all. Okay, I have never felt in that category.
Right, I said as far as for you because it's personal.
Correct.
But don't get me wrong, there are situations where they do say dark skinned people are stronger, or they'll say light skinned people act a certain way. They act quote unquote light skinned.
Yes.
Which is
My
unfortunate,
favorite.
right? Which is unfortunate because some people fall into that and they'll take and take it to heart.
And they'll build up hatred.
Oh yeah. Oh, for one another when really like we should. Do you know how beautiful it is to be of the same race but be different shades of that race? That is a beautiful thing.
And I am not opposed to dark skinned women saying they are, you know, like they're promoting themselves. However, if I was to promote my complexion,
it would be an
why
issue.
would it be an issue?
It would be an issue. But and look who it would be an issue amongst. It would be an issue amongst us.
Exactly.
Versus somebody saying, you are okay, queen. You are
Right.
bad. You know what I'm saying? They look at it as
embracing my light
she
skin.
just being.
I can't embrace
light
it.
She being like that's an
She
issue.
can embrace her dark skin, but if I embrace my light skin, oh, you're wrong.
It's an
How
issue.
dare you?
It's an issue.
No, we embrace each other.
And
I am so for that. Embrace yourself.
Yeah.
Promote yourself, but don't downgrade somebody else.
Because they're
Please
doing it.
don't.
That's something within self.
Yep.
That makes them feel just a little bit slighted when somebody else ups themselves.
Yes.
And we're not talking about arrogance. We're not talking about being conceited. We're talking about confidence. And we're talking about just self-love.
Absolutely.
Like if another woman is bad, tell her she's bad. But I don't understand the problem with that. And even if you compliment her skin because her skin is flawless. I've seen people walk past me. I'm like, oh my gosh, she don't have a bump on her face.
Like, where are you from?
Where are you from? Who raised you? Like I just feel like, you know, I feel like I should be able to compliment them.
Yes. Like,
and I'm going to do it.
Embrace ourselves.
You know what I'm saying?
It.
But there shouldn't be a
I'm
problem
so glad
with
we touched on this topic because I believe a lot of people don't have the gumption enough to even speak up on it or even go that far within themselves.
Definitely.
Dig that deep and just project what and why and how people feel or do things the way that they do them.
Definitely.
So thank you guys for listening to us. We appreciate you and make sure they like, subscribe, and follow and comment.
That's right.
Give us some feedback. We would love to hear it, and we will definitely see y'all again. Peace.